Welcome back to the Dallas Cowboys FANS. As promised, today we're diving into my updated Cowboys roster projection ahead of the final preseason game. The team hasn't made any final decisions yet, and honestly, they don't have to for several more days. Training camp and preseason have given us a glimpse at how players are being deployed, but it's still early to judge true competition. I'm hopeful that some of my projections end up wrong because there are a few guys I'd personally like to keep who may not make the team, depending on the coach's evaluations. So, let's break it down position by position and discuss where things stand as we head into the final stretch before roster cuts. Starting at quarterback, two players are absolute locks, Dak Prescott and Joe Milton. They will make this team without question. The bubble spot here is Will Grier. His preseason performance has been underwhelming, and he doesn't entirely control his own destiny. If Joe Milton performs well in the final preseason game, Grier could land on the practice squad since veteran quarterbacks don't go through waivers. But if Milton struggles, there's a small chance Grier sticks on the 53-man roster. It's a classic bubble situation that could cost someone else their spot. Moving to the running backs, three players are locks, Javonte Williams, Jaden Blue, and Hunter Lipke. Barring injuries in the final preseason game, these three will almost certainly make the team. The question is whether the Cowboys add a fourth back. Miles Sanders has shown past productivity, but Deuce Vaughn's special teams contributions give him an edge in roster value. Phil Mafah has gotten limited reps, and a strong performance in the final preseason game could earn him a spot. Right now, the RB3 conversation is intriguing because the Jaden Blue role overlaps with Deuce Vaughn's, making the decision tougher. Fans should weigh in. DV for Deuce Vaughn, MS for Miles Sanders, or PM for Phil Mafah. Who would you keep? At wide receiver, the locks are CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Kevontae Turpin. Jalen Tolbert is generally safe unless a trade opportunity arises for a valuable piece. Jalen Brooks and Ryan Fainway occupy bubble spots. Jonathan Mingo, starting the season on IR, opens room for one or both to make the roster. Brooks has more special teams value, but Mingo being down gives flexibility. Tayon Holden remains a longer shot candidate, and we'll revisit him later. The tight end room features Jake Ferguson as a lock. Luke Schoonmaker and Brevin Spanford are less certain due to recent injuries. Princeton Font has been cut from this projection. The Cowboys have typically carried four tight ends, but Hunter Lipke receiving reps may reduce the need for a fourth. Injuries and positional versatility could impact the final decision, so keep an eye on that. On the offensive line, Tyler Gayton is a lock if healthy for Week 1, and I'm projecting Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, Terrence Steele, and Nathan Thomas as safe. Austin Richards is on the bubble at left guard, but could surprise. Brock Hoffman is solid at interior line, while TJ Bass is a bubble candidate who benefits from versatility and opportunity created by Robert Jones being on IR. Iani Cornelius might also be considered, though the team would be very young along the line. The edge rushers are straightforward. Micah Parsons, Dante Fowler, Marshawn Neon, and Donovan Ezaraku are locks. Sam Williams is likely safe, though there's minimal trade value. Carrying 6 edges is an option, but the 6th spot is a tough decision. James Houston, Tyrus Wheat, and Peyton Turner are in consideration. Houston is a better pass rusher, Wheat contributes on special teams, and Turner offers size and guaranteed money. Which one makes the cut? JH for Houston, TWW for Wheat, PT for Turner. Weigh in the comments. Defensive line locks are Osa Odigizwa and Solomon Thomas. Modith is likely safe, continuing to work with the first team. The fourth defensive tackle spot is less clear. Perian Winfrey has impressed, but Jay Toya could be a waiver candidate or practice squad option. Ideally, the Cowboys might acquire a different DT externally to fill that role. Linebacker decisions are shaped by DeMarvion Overshawn being on IR. Jack Sanborn, Maurice Leaf, and Shamar James appear safe, with Kenneth Murray and Deone Clark also likely making the team. There's a debate over carrying a sixth linebacker, perhaps Justin Barron, mainly for special teams depth. The secondary sees Darren Bland and Kyrie Elam as locks, with Andrew Booth and Israel Mamu safe due to versatility and recent performances. The nickel spot is debated between Kean Hall and Zion Childress. Injuries factor in, including Kalen Carson potentially going on IR, and Trayvon Diggs' Week 1 availability remains uncertain. Trayvon Diggs back for Week 1 would change defensive projections significantly. Fans, is Trayvon Diggs ready? Y for yes and for no. Safeties are straightforward. Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, Marlis Bell, and Juan Thomas are safe. Special teams locks are Brandon Aubrey, Brian Anger, and Trent Siege. The last 7 roster spots are largely obvious, but projected cuts may upset fans, particularly in the ARB and WR bubbles. Notable potential cuts include Malik Davis, John Stevens Jr., Tayon Holden, Phil Maffa, Darius Harris, and Robert Rochelle. Many of these players could find new opportunities elsewhere. For the practice squad, Miles Sanders and Phil Maffa are likely candidates. Tayon Holden, Jalen Crerhopper, Princeton Font, Lyle Collins, and Haki Adonai may also make it. Draft picks, like Tommy Bizot and Jay Toya, could be monitored for claims, while international program players like Denzel Daxon provide a free extra roster spot. Tyrus, Justin Barron, Buddy Johnson, Troy Pride, Zion Childress, and Elijah Clark round out practice squad considerations. These placements allow the Cowboys to maximize depth, develop younger talent, and maintain flexibility heading into the regular season. Looking ahead, the final preseason game will be pivotal for some of these bubble players. Performances in that one matchup could be the difference between making the active 53-man roster, landing on the practice squad, or being waived entirely. It's where potential meets opportunity, and the Cowboys coaching staff will have to weigh each player's versatility, special teams contributions, and consistency. Fans should pay close attention to how the young players step up under pressure, because a standout performance could dramatically reshape the depth chart. For the veterans, it's more about maintaining form and showing they can remain reliable, while for the younger and fringe players, every snap is essentially an audition. As always, roster decisions will likely come down to a combination of talent, need, and salary considerations, and that's what makes this part of the season so intriguing.